Hi, my name is Jamie Edmonds. You may know me from my 20 years in TV news, more than a decade at WDIV in Detroit. I'm Jamie Edmonds. Or you may have heard my voice for the past 3 years on the historic WJR 760 on the morning show. It was so fun to wake up Sunday morning, get ready, watch this game. I have told other people's stories for years. It's time to tell my own. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February 2026. I am in the thick of the fight. Since that terrible phone call, angels have propped me up and supported me, starting with the two in my household, my husband Ryan and my daughter Olivia. Then the circle expanded to so many people, so many angels helping me get through this. That's why I named this podcast Angels Along the Way. I will talk to folks who treat this awful disease, those who console, those who assist, and those who inspire. I hope this helps anyone and everyone on a similar path. So one of my angels, one of the very first angels was Kiki Simone of Kiki's Brow Studio, and she joins me now. Good morning, Kiki.
Good morning, Jamie. It's so good to see you.
It's nice to see you again. So I got the news. I was getting through all of that, and I immediately started thinking of my eyebrows. I mean, is that weird?
Well, you know what was interesting when you came in? It was just that's one of the things that stood out to me because it's like you were just, I just want to feel as normal as possible.
Yeah.
So, whatever I can do, like the hair, you were, and we needed to get the doctor's clearance. And so, we just went with it, but everything was happening kind of fast.
Yeah, we'll get to my story here in 1 second. Tell everybody about you. What's your background and where is Kiki's Brow Studio?
So my background is in the beauty industry. I pretty much have been in the industry over 30 years now, kind of dating myself by saying that. But
well, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, so I started with hair, owned a hair salon for years and years, and then had a family, raised the kids. And then 2018, the brow thing was really becoming big, microblading. And I was just so intrigued by it. And I thought, this is really cool. Let me dig into it a little bit. And then, learned everything I could about it and then started doing brows and kind of, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just changing lives and it's awesome.
It's great. And this is shout out to my friend Diana. This was her idea. One of my closest friends. She's like, why don't you go get your eyebrows microbladed? And then you'll have sort of a template for when you start losing your hair. Explain to people who may not know, what is microblading?
Okay. So we actually did micro shading on you.
Okay. Micro shading.
We did micro shading and I do microblading and I do combination and you kind of make the judgment by what somebody is starting with. And in your case, we weren't going to have a second session. You know what I mean? We got the doctor's clearance and it's like, it's just going to be a first session. So I had to think about how this was going to heal. And so with
side note, that was kind of an interesting moment going to my oncologist and being like, can I have a note to get my eyebrows microbladed? And on the Henry Ford letterhead with her signature, it's like, Jamie is allowed to get this done. It was hilarious. All right, go on.
Yeah. I mean, from my end, it's like the doctor's clearance is everything because everybody's situation is a little bit different. So we got the doctor's clearance, but I went with the micro shading because it's easier on the skin. And it creates kind of an airbrush powder look. So in the event that, we weren't having the second session right away and we had to wait for the second session.
Normal folks who don't have my situation, like 6 weeks later, you get like a touch up. That's what the second session is. Okay, go on.
It's definitely a 2-session process. And so after the first session, there's fading. And so that's why the second session is very important. So with the micro shading, it creates kind of an airbrush powder look. And so I knew we'd be safe with that versus the microblading, which creates hair-like strokes. And it's a little bit harder on the skin, if you will. And not everybody is a candidate for that. So in your case, micro shading, was the best way to go. and they look great.
Yeah, they do. I was very, very pleased with them. And
Yeah.
it sort of it did make me feel like, okay, even if I lose the hair in my eyebrows, I will have a template that I
Yes.
could follow along with like a brush, brow brush or something, just so I look like myself. That was my whole point. I have a 3-year-old and I wanted to remain myself.
Yeah. Understandable. And it's really amazing, how much nonverbal communication is done with the eyebrows. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So like when you don't have any eyebrows there, it's I can see why that was one of the first things that you thought about.
yeah.
So it
And
does make a
so
difference.
I forget when it was like in February because it was right after my diagnosis. I came to your studio. It's in Clinton
Mhm.
Township, right?
Clinton Township, 18 and Hayes is where I work out of. Yep.
And I sat down. And how long is the process usually?
Usually the first session is a 2-hour process. And so the first part of the process is mapping. You want to map the brows, determine where the front part of the brow is, the arch, the tail of the brow. Um, and then we pick our shade and go from there.
I didn't have great brows to start with, but at least you gave me something to work with here in a time that's been very difficult.
Yeah, no, as far as your brows go, you have great brows. You've got, a lot of hair, but you need the background, which is nice with the micro shading because adding that background creates fullness.
Mhm.
And so it really gives you the harmony that
That I
can,
want. Yeah.
yeah, that's a nice balance.
Well, I can't get the second session because with chemotherapy and you can't get infected and all that stuff, I'm not doing the second
Correct.
session now. But when this
Yes.
is all over and I'm clear to do all of the beauty things I wanna do, I'm coming back to Kiki's Brow Studio because I really appreciated you. You came in an off day, another angel of mine that came on a day you weren't supposed to be working, and you helped me, and I really appreciate it.
You know what, Jamie? It was such an honor, honestly, for me to do it because when I got started in this, it really was about helping women. And there's a need for it, whether it's somebody going through alopecia, whether it's like in your situation with cancer, or even just hormonal, thyroid. People lose the brow hair, so it's it's my honor to do it. And I'm happy that I met you, and I'm happy that you're doing so wonderful and so good to see you. And you're an angel for me too.
Oh, I am not trying to cry on every podcast, Kiki. But I really wanted to put it out there because I know women are listening who are going through the same thing I'm going through. And if they want to get their brows done and their doctor says it's okay, I highly recommend Kiki. Kiki, how can they reach out to you?
Oh, thank you. I'm on Instagram. I have a website, Kiki's Brow Studio .com. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Kiki's Brow Studio. I've got ton of before and after pictures, which are really cool to see because no brows to having gorgeous brows. And it really is life changing and it makes a big difference.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you, Jamie.